This video provides a summary of the steps required for installing a SmartHAWK wireless vibration and temperature sensor from TDG Technologies. For more detailed instructions, please refer to the SmartHAWK wireless vibration and temperature installation manual. Step 1. Assemble your materials. To get started, you'll need to ensure you have the listed equipment available. Prior to installing a SmartHAWK vibration and temperature sensor, make sure you have the following equipment in place: a SmartHAWK vibration and temperature sensor assembly, along with accessory equipment including an environmental shield, a vibration sensor adapter mount, and a SAFT LS14500 3.6 volt battery. A computer which has the SmartHAWK software application installed. This application will be used to monitor sensor activity on your equipment. A wireless gateway including antenna, power adapter, and Ethernet cable, and pre-installed software, and a hardware installation kit. In addition, you'll need to assemble your tools that will be used for installation. These include a high-speed rotary tool or sandpaper, utility knives, and chisel. Protective equipment including mask and eye protection visor. Alcohol wipes, gloves, and towels. Step 2. Install mount using adhesive. You'll need to position the sensor along the proper axis and then prepare the surface for installation. Before installing the mount that will hold the SmartHAWK vibration and temperature sensor, you'll first need to remove paint or any other finishes, as the sensor adapter mount needs to be installed on a bare metal surface. We recommend that you use a marking pen to create an outline along the perimeter of the sensor mount base to serve as a guide for removing paint or other surface materials. The use of tools for surface preparation depends on your location and which tools you are allowed to use. Since we're in a non-hazardous environment, we'll be using a high-speed rotary tool. For hazardous environments, you can hand prepare the surface using sandpaper, utility knives, chisels, or similar tools. For all surface preparation, we recommend use of personal protective equipment including a mask and eye protection. Once the surface has been sanded down, use an alcohol wipe or similar material to fully clean off any remaining surface contamination and let it dry. Next, apply a steel reinforced epoxy putty such as steel stick to the base of the mount following the instructions listed by the epoxy manufacturer. This epoxy is a two-part epoxy. Simply cut off a nickel-sized slice of epoxy, remove any plastic that was coating the epoxy, and knead the epoxy together with your fingers for about 3 to 4 minutes to get uniform consistency and color. You can also use industrial rubber gloves when kneading the epoxy. The epoxy will start to feel warm to the touch and will begin to feel tackier. At that point, put the putty onto the bottom of the mount, squeeze the mount onto the surface fairly hard, and hold it in place with your hand for 5 minutes to allow the epoxy to set. Some of the material will squeeze out of the sides. During the process, take a blade and cut off the excess epoxy putty from the sides of the mount and throw the excess away. After 5 minutes, you can remove your hand pressure. Then, allow the epoxy to cure for 60 minutes before installing the SmartHAWK vibration and temperature sensor. Step 3. Attach the SmartHAWK wireless vibration and temperature sensor and antenna. After an hour, the mount should be securely fastened. This means we are ready to attach the SmartHAWK vibration and temperature sensor to the mount. First, open the lid of the SmartHAWK vibration and temperature sensor by removing all 4 screws. Do not install the sensor battery at this time. Place the sensor onto the adapter mount and tighten sensor to the mount using the supplied 1/4 20 screw, split lock washer, sealing washer, and wrench. Make sure the split lock washer goes on first, followed by the sealing washer. Tighten the screw until the split lock washer under the screw head is flat. Once the sensor is firmly in place, hand thread the antenna onto the sensor. Step 4. Install the battery. Observing the correct polarity, install the battery into the sensor. Remember to only use the SAFT LS14500 battery, which is supplied with your SmartHAWK sensor system. This is a 3.6 volt lithium thionyl chloride battery specifically matched for the SmartHAWK vibration and temperature sensor. Do not substitute any other AA size battery, as this will impede performance and invalidate your product warranty. For a multi-sensor installation setup, install the first battery into the sensor which is positioned closest to the wireless gateway. Then install all other batteries by working from the next nearest sensor to the furthest sensor located away from the gateway. As mentioned before, make sure to properly orient the battery with the positive and negative terminals. Installing the battery backwards will prevent the sensor from being powered and going live. Step 5. Secure the lid. Next, you'll need to secure the lid on the sensor by installing the 4 screws. If the screws don't have a thread locking compound pre-applied, we recommend using a small amount of thread locking compound such as Loctite Thread Locker Blue 242 on the screws to provide a secure attachment. You should also use the Loctite anytime the lid is reinstalled, such as after battery replacement. Hand tighten one screw, then move around the perimeter until all 4 screws are tight. The seal is provided by a reusable black silicone lid gasket which rests between the sensor device and the sensor cover. As the cover is tightened, expect to see the gasket bulge around the exterior of the sensor body. Only tighten the screws enough for uniform gasket thickness and full contact. You may need to go around a few times to make sure the seal is tight with contact between the seal and the body of the sensor. Finally, to help mitigate solar or wind influences on the sensor's temperature data collection, snap on the optional environmental shield cover. The shield is positioned over the sensor and snaps into place on the ball plungers. An optional mount is available if you wish to screw tighten the shield. Once all your sensors are in place, a final step is to make sure all antennas are properly oriented and parallel with each other. Step 6. Verify system activation. Once the SmartHAWK vibration and temperature sensors are installed on your equipment, you'll need to verify system activation. This can be done through SmartHAWK software that is locally installed on a personal computer. Once the sensors are live and properly activated, a status on the software application will change from black, no connection, to yellow, negotiating connection, to green, connected. Please allow up to 30 minutes for all sensors to be activated online. For more detailed instructions regarding installation of SmartHAWK wireless vibration and temperature sensors, please refer to the SmartHAWK System Vibration and Temperature Sensor Manual. For more detailed information regarding the setup of SmartHAWK system software, please refer to the SmartHAWK System Manual.